What an honor to share in the memory of Ronnie. And our condolences to Peggy and the family. Peggy, it's been a long time, and I have wonderful memories of you voice interpreting for Ronnie at the Bill Rice Ranch. Wonderful memories. I don't want to be long, so I have three points, PPP. First one is pain. From birth to death, I don't know of anybody who has suffered pain as much as Ronnie. God told Ronnie, "My grace is sufficient for you." But 74 years, more than 30 surgeries, driving many, many miles to almost every state in the United States, flying to different countries. And one time I remember Ronnie preaching at my church, at Trinity Baptist Church in Jacksonville, Florida. And while Ronnie was preaching, his finger went up into his eye, and I had to take him to the eye doctor. But thankfully, the eye doctor was no charge; it was free. The second P is preaching. Ronnie loved to preach, and thank God for the Bill Rice Ranch and also TTU to help Ronnie be prepared to preach. At the Bill Rice Ranch, there Ronnie got saved, and Dr. Bill and his family helped Ronnie grow and develop. It's been wonderful. I remember going every year to the Bill Rice Ranch, and I looked forward to seeing Ronnie preach. I loved to hear him tell stories, and we laughed and laughed. But thank God, many deaf got saved, not only in America but in other countries too. I remember the first time I saw Ronnie at TTU. I was a student at the same time as Ronnie, and I remember seeing Ronnie in class. Now, I didn't know signs back then, but I remember seeing Ronnie with Ron Henson in class, and also Mike Bates interpreting with those long fingers. Mike Bates. I remember that. Ronnie was a wonderful example to deaf men. Many deaf are too lazy to study the Bible, but Ronnie rolled up his sleeves and studied and studied. I remember one time seeing him with his Bible and other books on the table, and he was studying, learning to make sure he understood the right meaning of the verse and also the right doctrine. So yes, Ronnie was a wonderful example because he was not lazy. The third P is prayer. Ronnie was a man of prayer. Ronnie loved to talk to the Lord. One time recently, this year, I asked Ronnie to preach from the book of First Chronicles in the Old Testament. Ronnie said, "I've never preached from First Chronicles." And I said, "Please," and so he accepted. And he chose a story about David and not being permitted to build a temple, but his son Solomon built the temple. And so the story was, and I was really smart how Ronnie compared his experience in the hospital, X-rays. He had recently had an X-ray, and he was saying that God's X-ray in First Chronicles chapter 28, verse 9, it says, "The Lord searcheth all the hearts and understands all the imaginations of the thoughts." God has X-ray. God knows all. God sees all. So that was a wonderful message, and I thank God that that Ronnie prayed and God answered prayer. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 2 says, moreover, it is required of stewards, that a man be found faithful. And truly, Ronnie was faithful. God bless you. Nope, it's still going.
Trained.